that was a lot of content to be shown. So far, this video, I'm just gonna make it quick because I really want this video to be more of a discussion-based video. So I'm gonna get all my basic thoughts out of the way on the public reveal of Doom 2016, and it's so nice that we finally have a release date of the game, because now I can call it Doom 2016. So I do feel like the single player portion, it looks good overall. Enemies definitely looked awesome, and even though there were some shocking moments like how short the imps looked, but I do like how it is trying to change their visuals to keep them a little bit, fresh, rather than just making them look very identical to classic Doom or classic Doom or Doom 3. With that said, I am aware that the Hell Knight looked really similar to the Doom 3 Hell Knight, but I do feel like it is kind of right for them to do so, since he just, well, I'll say it's a he just looks so memorable in Doom 3, and I do notice his skin texture does look, different, so there is something new right there. But most of the enemies I saw, they were mostly good, and I really didn't have any real complaints with how they look at all. My only complaint with the single player stuff was the map design. They seem pretty linear, and it kind of reminds me of Doom 3 level design, and I really hope we have some more maps that aren't as linear as, that game. I really expect at least some of Quake 2 or Wolfenstein The New Order type of map design, since Doom needs to have, those kind of complex map design rather than something like Doom 3 with maybe more emphasis on the space for the sake of the combat, since the combat is definitely going to be more intense in that game compared to Doom 3. So multiplayer was something I didn't really expect. It was quite short in terms of like the content that was shown, but it's still nice to see that it is an arena shooter. It kind of reminds me of Halo meets Quake, since the player models, they look so identical to the Spartans from Halo, and the game feels like it's going to be similar to a lot of the well-known arena shooters like the Quake series, since it does, look intense. I also noticed the movement isn't too fast compared to Quake, but I don't know if there will be some sort of movement system to the game to, have a skill gap in that section, but we're going to have to see it later on. Eventually, this, snap map thing was totally awesome. In my opinion, this thing can be groundbreaking for Doom, and it could be an industry defining thing if it can get this thing working properly on day one. It's basically Doom Builder meets Forge from Halo, and it looks like a fun thing to mess around, since you can make all sort of maps for single player, multiplayer, and co-op. I also like how you can create game modes too, and I hope someone can be able to create an awesome Horde-esque mode that will be used for the official playlist for online co-op. With that said, I thought this was a great presentation for Doom, and I definitely noticed new stuff like the weapon mods, or there were some sort of shock rifle in the multiplayer trailer. That looked fun to use, and I just feel like the biggest disappointment from this presentation was they didn't even mention anything about the beta. I really hope we can, get more beta information at QuakeCon, because I feel like it was so wrong, since the beta is really the closest thing that we can possibly play. So yeah, why not mention it? But anyways, QuakeCon is coming up in like 1 more month, so I don't mind waiting. But that's really it for the video. If you have any other things you want to talk about, like, do I feel like this game is almost catered to brutal Doom fans, because it's definitely gory and extreme with the violence, or whatever you want to talk about, post them in the comment section.